As you all may know, Dokkan has revamped quite a few events to keep them relevant. In this video, I want to talk about 5 events that need the same treatment to be more useful and fun. I also want to give a few ideas on how they could do it for each event, and you guys can let me know in the comments if you like them or if you've got a better idea. First off, I want to just get the World Tournament out of the way. I yap a lot about the World Tournament anyway, so we're not going to talk about that in this video. Obviously, it needs to be changed, but I'm going to talk about some other events that you probably didn't expect to be in this type of video, because the World Tournament is just an obvious. That is the most boring mode in the game and needs some major changes. Before we get into the video, make sure to support my channel by clicking the link at the top of the description. If you click that link, you'll basically get a legendary champion in Raid Shadow Legends called Elenaril, and you'll get 3 epics as you level up. So make sure to click that if you're interested in getting started. It supports me. It'll help you out a ton, and you can also use the code Desert Queen to get another free legendary to get you started. And also, if you log in for 7 days right now, you can get a free legendary Michelangelo. It's a huge bundle deal. It's going to be really good. So if you're interested in the game, make sure to go click that link. Let's talk about an event that actually did get a revamp but kind of became more mid, and that is of course Whisa's god level training. I feel like this event doesn't drop the best stuff. I think it got buffed, but it doesn't really feel like it. The drops aren't worth going in there. It's not worth sacrificing the stamina. You're not really getting anything special from this event, so therefore I think what I would do is I would limit this event to be 2 times per day. It would have better drops obviously, so I'd say at least level 4 and up for skill orbs. I'd also add some better unique missions that would be like, let's say, running god categories to complete it, or, you know, like running cost limit or whatever. Just like cool little missions that aren't too difficult, but, you know, can be done by anybody, and also reward some really good skill orbs that can be used universally. Obviously, these are one and done missions, but the event still drops some great skill orbs, so that would make it worth doing, you know, twice a day. Yeah, I'd also probably make the stage a little bit longer and add some more drops, but that's probably not too important. Like, I would just make it a straight line where you can collect like 5 skill orbs straight, and those ones might be a little bit on the lower end, but like after the boss fight would give you the good stuff. And I'd make it so you can use the double boost on it or whatever if you want to get more, but that would be a good way to improve that event. Now, the next event I want to talk about is the daily potential orbs that is only available once a week. This one I would change, like, basically not much, but all I would do is remove the limit. The limit is really stupid and pointless, and I feel like it ruins the experience of new players. I would also add missions for certain categories or maybe mono teams, and depending on how you clear them with these mono teams, you would get orbs for those types. There could be like just one stage, and depending on the typing of the team you go in with, that's what you get orbs for. So if you go in with an AGL team, you just get AGL orbs, or if you go in with a rainbow team, it's just completely random what kind of drops you get. I completely think this is an event that should be just available all the time. I see new players often struggling with hidden potential orbs because it's not like the easiest thing to come by if you're just going out of your way looking for them, and they do expect you to rainbow the units that they give you in the tutorial, but then afterwards they refund the orbs, but that's only enough to rainbow 1 unit. Regardless, unless you're playing during a big celebration, I feel like it's very hard to come by these hidden potential orbs, so making the potential orb event available at all times with no limit would be completely fair. I don't think it would be like, I don't think it would cost them a dime. I'd also add like skill orbs as something you get just for like an amount of clears, because you know how like turtle school training is basically like every 10 clears you get some stones. I feel like maybe this one they could do like link skill orbs or just actual skill orbs. That'd be cool. But yeah, I mean, that's about it for this number 4 spot. I think the next one is actually a really cool one, but it's Bulma's battle prep. I would make this a 3 times per day event. I would add support memories to the quests or maybe even the drops, and these would be actual good support memories, so it would be really cool. I would probably shorten it a little bit, but it doesn't really have to be shortened. I'm pretty sure it's just a square, but I would just make it a straight line just for simplicity, and I would make every single drop like the same rarity as the sensu bean drops, which is like that rainbow background or whatever, like sensu beans. Oh wait, I guess Whis is a gold rarity. So, but yeah, I would just make it so like almost all the drops are gold or higher. I would also make it fit the name battle prep by allowing it to link level you faster. So obviously it's only available 3 times a day, and it would probably boost your links up. So I just feel like it would make it truly fit the name of battle prep if it also leveled your link skills. I don't think that's too far-fetched to say. Let me know in the comments if you think my idea is too OP, but I think it would actually give people a reason to play this. I feel like almost everyone has a ton of support items except for new players. So even the new players aren't really touching Bulma's battle prep except for the mandatory mission in the tutorial. But if they did this, you know, I feel like more people would grind it, especially for those unique support memories that could be like actually really useful. They could make those like a genuine grind where it's like you'd have to do it for like a week straight or something. Like, I don't know, like log in every day, clear it 3 times a day, and then at the end of the week you get like a support memory. Or it could just be a random drop from the fight. Let me know if that's a good idea, but I think it's pretty cool. I think it'd make it a lot more useful. The next one I want to talk about for number 2 is training at Corrin's Tower. I think this event has a lot of potential. It is a training event, so I would give it a lot of things that are training related. So first of all, I would obviously add link leveling. You know, we'd boost it up just a little bit, make it like, you know, worth grinding over and over. And then obviously it would be crazy XP. Like I'm talking like it can give you like 10 levels for an LR at least per fight. I think that would be pretty cool. I mean, it's not like people struggle for training items, but this could give you training items and give you XP for the units. And because it's not the hardest fight, you can bring in under-leveled units and save, you know, training items. I think they should also add drops that give training locations that are like the high rarity ones. Like I'm talking like Time Chamber, I think Beerus's planet, I think that's an option. The gravity chamber with like 200 gravity, I think that would be cool. And then I would also add missions that are based on clears once again, and these would drop Kais, because, you know, Kais are a big thing when it comes to training. Obviously there'd be category missions again, where it's like if you clear it with all AGL, let's say like 10 times, you'll get 5 AGL of the Grand Kai. I think that's pretty fair. That would be really cool. And the biggest change I would do is I would just merge this event with Hercule's Big Bucks, because Hercule's Big Bucks is, I wouldn't say useless, but there's so many ways to get statues anyways, so you don't really need to go into this stage if you're short on Zenny. But if we merged it with training at Corrin's Tower, it would make sense, because a lot of training does actually cost a lot of Zenny. So training LRs can actually cost you a pretty penny, you know, if you know what I'm saying. Like my grinders know that it can use up quite a bit of Zenny, especially easy A's. Anyways, you do get statues, but I feel like merging the 2 events would be cool. Basically Hercule's Big Bucks just wouldn't be a thing anymore, and this stage would have drops that give you statues or just like a million Zenny, and I would just make this available 3 times a day. So I think that's pretty fair. That's pretty good revamp in my opinion. I think a lot more people would be in there grinding that, especially new players. This would be a really good place, because new players have absolutely no idea on how to get Kais. And no offense to any new players watching this, but like it's really hard to come by them besides easy A's. And easy A's aren't even that accessible unless you go all the way to the the oldest easy A's. Anyways, the last and definitely not least event that I want revamped is the villains and heroes version of the hero extermination plan. This is such a cool event, and I have serious nostalgia for this event because I used to play it a lot, like way back in 2016, 2017. It also has pretty good rewards. Now, first thing I would do with this event, add more stages. This event gives like 1 stone for every clear, but once you go up in difficulty and then get to like the 10th stage, I think it drops 10 stones, which is cool. So I feel like this should be, you know, continued. Just keep adding stages to it. They should drop the Hachiak whatever thing, and they should just make this like an ever expanding story where every time a celebration comes out, 5 to 10 stages are added, and it's just like a whole new story, or basically just the story of whatever celebration we're in. I mean, we already have story stages that are added during celebrations or updated, but I think this one would be cool because of its unique nature. And the reason I would want more stages is because they could make it like have this, you know, these higher stages would be a little bit more difficult, but they would drop more of the medals from the previous stages, because I remember grinding those medals was really tedious, since I think they had a really low drop chance for like those. It's just basically those rainbow medals that have a picture of the character you're awakening. They come from this event, and if they just added newer stages where they drop these more frequently, it would make grinding out a lot of these units so much easier. I'd also add more free-to-play drops, because this story kind of does deserve more free-to-play SSRs or even SRs that could be just awakened as like super attack fuel. There's a lot to want here, and there's a lot they can do with it because this is such a cool event, and it does have team requirements, which means it's completely fair to be more rewarding considering you have to run certain units in all of these stages. I feel like this could also be an event that awakens SRs into URs, and that just once again improves your chances of super attack leveling. You know, a lot of these SRs that have UR forms are very tedious to level up, so people don't even bother. They rather just take the 50% chance. But if they make the events really easy to grind the medals for, people would be a lot more inclined to just stock up on these medals and awaken the SRs once they're ready. Now, I'm not saying add every single SR's medals into this event. I'm saying use the medals that are already in this event to awaken some SRs that no one really uses right now. Give them a purpose on top of that, on top of everything, and then we can, you know, use them for SA levels. So I think it would be a massively amazing change that, and they could completely transform this event to be like something that everyone is excited for when it gets updated, because it could mean like, oh, like an SR has come back into rotation. It could even be like semi-usable. I mean, it would just be like a low cost UR basically, but you know, besides being super attack fuel, it could be like a fun little card for just fan service. Now, that's about all I have for ideas right now. Let me know if you guys like any of them. I really appreciate input. I look at every single comment and I answer pretty much every single comment. So let me know what you think down below. And if you enjoyed and you're new, please subscribe. Make sure to support my channel by clicking the link at the top of the description. If you click that link, you'll basically get a legendary champion in Raid Shadow Legends called Elenaril, and you'll get 3 epics as you level up. So make sure to click that if you're interested in getting started. It supports me. It'll help you out a ton. And you can also use the code Desert Queen to get another free legendary to get you started. And also, if you log in for 7 days right now, you can get a free legendary Michelangelo. It's a huge bundle deal. It's going to be really good. So if you're interested in the game, make sure to go click that link. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and bye.